Okay, so today I want to go over what you as a homeowner or a tenant can do to keep your air conditioner running reliably and keep the power bill down, to cut down on service calls, and basically prevent it breaking down from you unexpectedly. Okay, this is only for homeowners. This is not a professional video for the experienced HVAC technician. It's just what you as a homeowner or tenant or whatever can do in order to keep your air conditioner running. So the first thing I want to demonstrate is you have to get rid of the water from the air conditioner, the condensation. So how that's done is through a condensation line, and it's this pipe right here. Okay? Now this is normally installed with a T to access so that you can clean this line out for a maintenance point. So all you do is you take the cap of the T off. You don't want to take the stem out. Sometimes these are glued together. If they are, fine, but ideally you just want to have the stem sitting in there. So I like to put a funnel in here because it's a little bit tough to get a bottle in there to pour it in. If you can access it without a funnel, that's fine. This funnel I bought at Home Depot in the lawnmower section. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take some normal bleach. I actually like to buy the strong stuff from Home Depot. But you just take this and you pour it in. So you take about a cup of bleach and you pour it into the drain line. Now you want that bleach to sit there for about a half an hour, I'd say. It's going to chew up the slime that builds up in the line down here in Florida in particular. I don't know about other areas of the United States, but I'm from Nevada and our drain lines never clog. But down here in Florida, they clog all the time. It's just slime that builds up from, basically we have stuff growing in our air, and it just hits the coil, washes into the drain pan, and then out the condensation line where it likes to breathe. And over time it'll build up in there, and then you got to kill it. So you use the bleach to kill the slime in the drain line. So after about half an hour to an hour, longer is better, you want that bleach to sit in there and do its job, chew things up. I want you to take about a quart of hot water. Not boiling hot, just hot as you can get out of the tap, okay, because you don't want to melt the glue joints on this PVC pipe. You're going to take this and you're going to pour it in. Now you do want to make sure that you're not pouring it into a line that's clogged. If it's clogged and you go pouring that in, all your water is going to dump right out the bottom of the unit. We definitely do not want that. So do this with care. You can look down the line and see if it's backed up with water or whatever. Just don't do this if it's a plugged line. This is just a maintenance point. This is how you handle it in the case that you're just trying to maintain an already draining line. If it's clogged, it's a whole nother different procedure. Now it's really important that you take this cap and you put it back on the line. If you do not put this cap back on this T, your unit is not going to drain. And this can be the reason for that. So make sure you put this cap back on that T. The next thing I want to go over is changing your filter. It's really important to keep your filter changed. Now the first thing you want to do is make sure that your thermostat is off. Now the reason for that on this particular unit is because it's going to be hard to get the filter in and out if the unit's actually running, the blower's going. So I come down here. Now this one I have set up to where it's really easy. This just slides out. Sometimes there's little doors, like there's a door here I can take off. There's little thumb screws, you take that off and then you remove your filter. There's two things that I want you to note on this filter, okay? The first thing that I would like you to notice is that there's an airflow arrow. And this indicates which way the airflow is actually going. This way, right? So the air is pointing that way, it goes this way. So in the case of this unit, the air is coming this way through the unit. So you want to have the arrow pointing up. Another clue on this is that there's the wire mesh is on the back side of that, and this wire mesh is designed to hold it together if too much debris builds up on the face. The other thing I want you to notice is that most filters, not this one because I actually buy this at a real filter manufacturer, but most filters that you find that are pleated like this in the stores actually say 90 days on them. Now, I don't know why they decided to put 90 days on these filters, but 90 days where? Because they sell these filters everywhere from the northern United States all the way down to Florida, and we have different run times depending on where you live. So is it 90 days in Colorado or is it 90 days in Florida? It doesn't really make any sense, right? So always check your filters. I recommend checking them about every 2 weeks or so, just to see if they're building up. I've had some customers who need to change their filters every week, and I've had some that don't need to change them but every 6 months. It just depends on how big the surface area is, how low to the ground the filter is, how high in the air, if you have carpets, if you have dogs, if you keep a dirty house, a clean house. There's a lot of variables. So just check it every 2 weeks till you get a feel for how often it should be changed. You should only have like a light bit of debris build up on the face of this. Do not wait till it's overloaded with crap and the thing is like bowing up. You don't want that. You want to keep the air flowing through this thing. The extra money you're gonna pay to change that filter more frequently is gonna be reflected in the savings you get on your power bill. It's hard to prove that, but trust me, an air conditioner consumes more power the less airflow is going through it. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna go over, now remember, this is just for the homeowner or tenant. You can wash your condenser. This is a condenser, okay? And it has a tendency to build up dust, leaves, and such. So I have this thing installed pretty high. It's not gonna accumulate too many leaves, but you can get in here and you can pick the leaves out, stuff like that. What you do not want to do is use a power washer on an air conditioner because you will bend the fins. Now you can see right here. Now these are aluminum fins. If you hit these with a power washer, you're gonna bend these things over. Look at how easy it is to bend them. I just touch it with my finger and I just touch them with my finger and they just bend over really easy. So they're very sensitive. You do not want to hit this with a power washer. You can use a regular garden hose. Make sure that it's like on a mist. So you do not want to use a jet. You want to, like, that's just fine. Just enough pressure just to knock the dirt off. And you'll see a bunch of dirt come out of the bottom of these things. Maybe not this one. But you will see a bunch of dirt and dust. Sometimes these things can be installed next to dryer vents. You should never do that. It should never be done. You can have that relocated, but sometimes it's unavoidable. You got to get in here, clean the lint off. Now, as an air conditioning technician, as a company, we wash these condensers out for you on a maintenance point. But you can, as a homeowner, do this, and I wouldn't recommend doing it more than twice a year with water, because then the minerals from the water can also build up on the condenser. So let's not do it too much, but if you have to, you can do it once, twice a year. Just make sure that the large debris like lint, leaves, stuff like that is just off these coils. There you go. It's just like that. Now these are just a few things that you as a homeowner or tenant can do to your air conditioner to help it last a little bit longer. Now I always recommend to have us come in on a professional basis and clean out the electrical area, tighten connections, check the freon pressures, make sure that your system's running tip-top. But these are just a few items that you can do. This is John with Ability Air. Thank you very much.